jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back
What up, it's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you tune in to World Combat Sports.
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. What's good, man? It's Monday, beginning of the week. Big salute to the WCS supporters as always, the ones out there in the workforce. Yes, you know what it is, man. We jump-starting another week to kick off this 2022 semester, and that's what's most important. We get closer and closer to getting some of these fights that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? We can say we're in the second full week. We're starting the second full week of 22, which gets us closer to, you know, getting to the wickets, getting to the big names. You know, hope in boxing comes with a bouquet of flowers this year instead of what we've been getting before. You know, we was just getting, you know, Hallmark cards that wasn't signed and shit. You know what I'm saying? We weren't getting anything that was definitive that we was hoping for. But you see the title. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I want to just get straight to it. I've been, you know, patrolling around as always, checking out different. Shout out to the YTC. You know, hey, at one point in time, just like everything, right? It just seems like you couldn't really turn on and check out any media without, you know, the situation and them trying to link up Bud Crawford to Boots Ennis, right? But I don't know if it was me or anyone else, y'all. But I'm just saying that shit's fizzled out. It's done. You don't hear them talking about it no more. They want to talk about David Benavidez and Canelo. That's good. Shit, that's what I'm talking about. Because look, at the end of the day, what was clear, plain, and concise to the point was that who in their right mind would consider Jermall Ennis the next opponent for Terrence Crawford? It makes no sense whatsoever. And you know what? He did enough to even get that shot, in my opinion. Now, I'm not going to go back down Skid Row and try to validate, you know, should he or shouldn't he get a shot? The point is that the thumbnails have reduced in numbers. That's first and foremost. So the thumbnails have the number. The overall push, you know, to gain traction on this subject has been very, very much like it's a flat tire now. You know what I'm saying? The traction has been for the wrong reason. They've been pulled over to the local gas station trying to get a system, put that donut on there. You know what I'm saying? They got that donut. They're riding around with that donut when it comes to Bud Crawford and Jermall Ennis. But at the end of the day, it's nothing towards Jermall Ennis, right? Ennis is going to get his opportunity. He is the future of the sport and being a star. You know what I'm saying? And what he does in professional boxing, he is. But at this point in time, you all know there's a a bigger fight that we've been speaking on for quite some time now. And with that said, is we don't even have an indication on when that shit is gonna take place. You know what I'm saying? Like they always tell you, right, fight fans? I appreciate everyone that's in the building. They always tell you, fight fans, that when it comes down to it, it's not good to reheat food over and over again because it loses nutritional value. You know what I'm saying? They tell you that. You know, it's not good for you to heat up food continuously over and over again because it doesn't taste like it did when you initially cooked it, when it was fresh. This topic of discussion has been reheated over and over and over. The shit is so stale. I don't think people have a taste for it no more. To be honest, I don't think people have a taste until it's actually on the table, man. People, you know, it's like being at that restaurant, you hungry as shit. You want to get some drinks in you, but you waiting for the food to arrive because you wanted to feel just right. You don't want to be fucked up because, you know, if you get fucked up, you ain't going to be able to enjoy the actual, you know, fight itself. You're not going to be able to enjoy the entertainment because you fucked around and you was goddamn taking them back to the head and you was on an empty stomach. This fight right here gives us that. Real talk. Everything about it, we have reheated over and over again, and it's a stale talking point right now. Not the fighters, but I'm just saying the momentum for which we have put placed behind this topic over and over again, remediated, reciprocated, everything dedicated, everything you can imagine. And we just waiting for this Ugas fight to get finished and see what happens then. That's the big deal right now, because let me tell you what I see out here. I see a switch or a shift in momentum, right? Let's just do away with the Crawford situation. He is who he is. He just jumped out the ring November 2021. We already know where he at. But we truly don't know where Errol Spence is at with coming off the eye injury. All right. And we don't know where Ugas is going to be stepping in there with the fighter like Errol Spence. Now, I'll be frank with you. I don't see either fighter, you know, having an easy time with one another. I just don't see that. I see it pretty much as a 50-50 fight. Now, what I don't hear is all this resume talk being thrown into the air on who has this resume and that resume. You don't hear it. I don't hear too many people talking about, well, Errol Spence has this resume better than Usyk. Right now, it's a moot point because of him coming off injury and the fact that Ugas has a Sean Porter and a Manny Pacquiao. So they're going to look at him with Sean Porter and the way he looked. You know, even though Sean Porter did go on to perform very well against Errol Spence, they're looking at that and giving Ugas credit. Ugas going in there defeating Manny Pacquiao, who a lot of us believe was going to win that fight. People gave him credit for defeating the 8 division champ, right? But with Errol Spence, it's become a bit difficult for fight fans to follow him into this fight and give him that embracement that he's looking for, because they truly don't know what they're getting, bro. They don't know what Errol Spence is they're gonna get. They're just hoping and wishing that, you know, the support that they have out here in the YTC, the little precipitation, it's enough to give Errol Spence that little needed motivation. You know what I'm saying? To know that he has a little bit of support out here. But in the interim, it does nothing for his injuries. If he's fragile right now, for whatever reason that may be, then we'll see it. The good part about that is Errol Spence came back, you know, and fought Danny Garcia following his serious car accident. All right. But I would say this again, like many people, I truly couldn't tell you if I'm 100% confident to say that Errol Spence will ever be the same. And also, I put these two jackets on Errol Spence. He was saying he was making it harder for himself. You know what I'm saying? He was making it harder for himself to cut all that weight. He could have performed better, right? So we heard that. So a lot of people ran with it and said, man, he wasn't even performing at 100% because he was out here goofing off and being undisciplined, drinking and all that other shit, right? Boom. The accident happened from whatever news that was out there. He's supposed to be taking shit serious now. And, you know, he's dedicating himself both physically and mentally. He's dedicating himself to the sport. That means he's not allowing himself to get overweight with a point where his fight camp is primarily dedicated to weight loss along with his training regimen, which can become very, very difficult for a fighter. Now, I will tell you this. Neither of these fighters are what you call dangerous power punchers, one quitter hitters. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that dynamite. And we don't get the same and when we get ready to see a Tank fight or when we were seeing Deontay, we don't get that same anxiety on the edge of our seats and saying, damn, man, I don't know if this is going to go the distance, man. You know, so-and-so has the equalizer. You know, just like Gervonta versus Isaac Cruz. I didn't think it was going to go the distance because of what I've seen with Tank and everybody else. But with this fight, what makes it more interesting is that neither one of these fighters are knockout artists. Both of these fighters can box. Both of these fighters can box, man. Who has the better ring generalship and applicable ring IQ to perform at their best on that fight night will win? Now, I usually don't get into the breakdowns because everybody's breakdown is different. But it's going to take who's a smarter fighter in there. They have 12 rounds to get it done. Two champions coming into a welterweight showcase. Both of them are fighting for a huge prize. Errol Spence, in my opinion, has the heavier weight. Just like they used to call it. I'm throwing subliminals. The heavyweight, because he has two titles. Yordenis Ugas is the WBA world champion. He also has weight that he's carrying in there. Ultimately, whoever wins will be the unified champion with 3 belts. And then the big question is, who decides if they're going to fight Terrence Crawford? Now I'm gonna be honest, right? In my situation, you know, I'm just being as neutral as I could possibly be with this shit, right? When it comes down to Errol Spence, I'm not sure if we're gonna get that obvious reaction. You know what I'm saying? Of him deciding what he's gonna do after the fight. And then with Ugas, it just seems like he's on a high right now. Dude is riding a tsunami. You know what I'm saying? The wave that he's been on lately, he's on top of tsunami right now. And he's really enjoying that shit. And I really have nothing bad to say about Ugas. I've seen that man several times in person. I don't have anything bad to say about him. He's always cool when I see him in person. And he knows a little English. So that's a bigger reason why people are not pretty much closely attached to him as a fighter. He just has that gap in between, you know, being a bilingualist, right? So when we get to Errol Spence, and let's just say he gets the W, the expectation is for him and Crawford to meet up. But in order for that fight to happen, we're gonna have to get the confirmation from Errol Spence's side of the house, right? because people want to say he the A side, right? So if he's the A side, he has 3 belts. We should expect him to send the contract, send the term sheet, whatever has to happen. Have his people send the information over. But my dilemma is, I don't know if it's gonna immediately go down that way. Like, I have no idea if it's gonna take place that way. I just see some bullshit ahead. I don't see any type of sense of urgency. If Errol Spence wins against Ugas, I just think it's gonna be wrapped up in bullshit ass numbers, and then it's gonna rally. It's gonna rally the troops back to YTC. They say, "Hey, Spence, he got all the heavy lifting, dog. He got a weight belt on. He walking around with ankle weights. He doing all the heavy lifting. I even seen a truck loading his belts on. You know, they're gonna talk about the heavy lifting again. But really, for the fight fans, all we want is to fight. We've came up with every possible title and talking point for this fight. There should be zero patience for anything less than this fight being made this year. It should be it should be zero tolerance for anything less than whoever wins this next fight, Ugas or Spence, to come out and say, let's make history again. Let's go in here for these unified titles for undisputed and in the 4-belt era. Let's do it. Let's see. Let's see it. Besides that, I don't know what to tell you. Let me get to this chat. Cooking with Sir Senior. What's good with you? Good morning. What's up? Pop a lot in the building. PBC broke. I'm gonna get to that. Mr. Pass on deck. He says, salute, brother WCS. Did you give your opinion on Spence not working with Blu-ray? I saw a lot of people say Blu-ray is very unprofessional and Spence working with him is a bad image for Spence. All right. I can definitely speak on it. Let me see who else in here, though. I think if Spence loses to Ugas, people are going to say that it was because he didn't work with Blu-ray or something like that. You know, you pretty much understand the algorithm on how people think on here, huh? I'm on board with you, and you know, with those little small, minute details. You know what I'm saying, on how people switch it up on here. Andrew Charles on deck. WCS salute to you. Snacks B, peace, World Combat Sports. Peace to the chat. Salute that Snacks B. Appreciate you pulling up, bro. Everybody's in the live chat. So let me caveat to what Mr. Pass said, right? So yeah, you know, I look at the videos, like a lot of these videos, these people I see doing content, I don't even come in the live chat. I just listen, because I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I be taking down notes and shit. I just be taking down notes. Like, I will engage. Sometimes I take down notes. So the Blu-ray situation is not the first time that I've heard it, right? So just recently, I guess a lot of people was talking about it to the point where he had to get on here and get some clarification and do something that I wouldn't have done. I don't know, man. I don't think if I was in his position, I wouldn't have done it. All right. A lot of people are talking about, well, he trained Errol Spence for this amount of fights, but yet they haven't rehired him just yet for this big fight against Ugas. So when I was hearing Blu-ray talk, he was talking about Errol Spence want to go with the white boy, then that's who he go with. All right. Usually when you hear a response to that type of calibration, you say, oh, he want to go with the white boy. Okay, that's what it is. Then I'm like, okay, we're in a profession. We're in a profession, and we're doing just about the same thing. Even though Blu-ray doesn't, his profession doesn't bleed over into nutrition. He does work on conditioning, right? So I guess he's hired a nutritionist that may be white, and he's hired a strength and condition. I guess the team is white. Who knows? I don't know. But this is how I look at it with him. I never had to work with him or for him. I never had to, request his services. I don't know the brother. I don't care, if his bravado is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing wrong with having some, some ego and motherfucking confidence and talk your shit. Man, men don't have to walk around here like this day and time and act like you all freaking submissive and you know what I'm saying, you don't have confidence in yourself. I don't have no problem with Blu-ray. But what I will say in response to Pass is the writing is on the wall if Errol Spence don't rehire him. And I'm gonna tell you, like I said before in my live, I truly don't believe Derrick James want Blu-ray on deck. I don't think that he believes that Errol Spence can complete some of those routines or training regimes that Blu-ray has for Errol Spence. Now you have to look at it. Just because you have became well known for Errol Spence, and you represent most of the personal trainers you see and individuals who deal with fitness, they have to represent it off their own body, right? So when your name is going around here and you are known for having these crazy workouts, and the one thing, like I said, I listen to this shit, right? I take notes. One note that I got from Blu-ray is that he said he execute with his client, Errol Spence. He was doing the exercises with him. So when you look at the 700 push-ups, he's saying he's doing it with them. All right, cool. All right. Listen, that separates him from a lot of personal trainers, local personal trainers. I'm not calling him a personal trainer because he isn't. He's far beyond that. But that separates him from personal trainers that you see in the gym, because most of the time they cannot execute because they are teaching new clients who are uninformed. So they're training them to basically progress in what they're doing as far as their condition, to build up their level of condition, right? If Errol Spence don't pick this man, it's Derrick James and Errol Spence. And I would lean heavy on the part that Derrick James don't want Blu-ray on deck, because with a high tempo type of workout, with the volume that he's talking about, because Blu-ray did say this too. He says it's some areas where it goes a bit deeper into his training regime, that he said Errol Spence, he doesn't even want to go there. He doesn't even want to complete the exercises. When it comes to boxing, a boxer may feel like they need to do certain things that they're used to, they feel good about, they feel like they're getting in shape. Some of them don't want to do this triathlete type of workout, this CrossFit type of workout. They feel like it may slow them down, or they may be very conscious about certain areas of their boxing cachet, right? Certain areas of their boxing skills. But if you go deep into a training regime like Blu-ray, Errol Spence may not have the confidence that he can sustain that. Excuse me. And Spence may not have the confidence to feel that he can complete this workout enough to the point where he can still go out here and give 100% in other areas of his training camp. He may not have the confidence. It may be discipline, a lack of discipline, or whatever the case. But Blu-ray made 2 points. Some of the areas that's even deeper than what people think they've heard, he doesn't want to perform the exercises. And then on top of that, you have to look at it like the man say he does the exercises with Errol. But Blu-ray, that's his job. He's strength and conditioning, but he ain't a boxer. Errol is the boxer. So Errol may feel some type of way. There's a threshold that he can go to. There's a threshold that he He feel like I don't want to go past this threshold right here. He has some damn good exercises. His workout is quality shit. It gets you in shape. But to surpass that threshold, he feels like I don't know if I want to do that because I still have to have some remaining petrol in the tank to complete the rest of my damn workout. Or with Derek, Errol Spence might be a little bit too exhausted or fatigued to complete this workout because he's been with Blu-ray. I mean, it's too many scenarios to talk about, bro. It's too many scenarios to talk about. That's just all I know about Blu-ray, man. A lot of people talking about it, and he was on live the other day explaining to people that I guess the narrative was going around that Blu-ray needed a job. And he was up here explaining to people, you know, he was, first of all, he was making people aware that of his attire. He had Versace robes, okay? To each his own, man. I don't worry about another man's pocket. So he's talking about the Versace robes, and then he was talking about how he's a boss and he has his own business. Now, for you to allow the YTC to basically put you in a position where you have to explain yourself to people who majority of them, they don't fuck with you. They don't know you well enough to fuck with you. They just connect you to Errol Spence. That's what they say all the time. You know how you hear people, they always say, media don't attach yourself to one fighter. Okay, but that doesn't mean you can't support a fighter. But when it comes to Blu-ray, he's only known for one fighter. Don't nobody really know him from any other fighter except Errol Spence. So you extract Errol Spence, what do you have? Is there any other fighters that have hired you on that level that can vouch for you and say, you know, I feel this way, I felt that way? No, it's not fighters on the level of Errol Spence that can sit up here and give you that confirmation and say, you know what, I'm vouching for Blu-ray. All we have is Errol. So for him to explain himself to the people, I just thought that was him lowering his bar. Because right now, people look at you as an individual that know his shit. Like every time you hear Blu-ray, everybody's like Blu-ray, Blu-ray, Blu-ray. You know, his strength conditioning. And he does have some exercises that aren't easy. He has some training regimes that aren't easy. It's not for the goddamn roll up in that motherfucker and you just finished drinking a motherfucking smoothie from Smoothie King. And you say, all right, Blu-ray, let's go. What we gonna start off with? He said, okay, I see you goddamn fucking off. So let's start with abs. He's like, no, I gotta get my smoothie time. No, he's not that guy. You definitely got to be on your shit. You got to come in there prepared. You got to feel good, and you're gonna go through a motherfucking workout that's gonna push you to the limits. Like I said before, what is professionalism when it comes to a job like he has? I mean, as long as he treat his clients correctly. I don't understand this P word. When it comes, like you have these trainers and all this, they motivate their clients differently, bro. They'll sit up here and they'll use vulgarity. They'll scream obscenities, man. They push their fucking client. But you know, you have the clients that respect them, and then you have people on the outside that's not professional. That's not professional at all. So I'm guessing people saying it's not professional because he'd be on live arguing with other adults sometimes, or he be in here acting and doing his own thing as what he considers being a boss. Man, if you out here making your own money and you're not working for nobody, I mean, who should care how he acts? Long as it's within the realm of the perimeter of legality. Like he's not doing anything that's basically suspect. They have people question like, man, I can't believe they fucking with this dude. I don't know, something wrong with him, man. He ripping people off. You know what I'm saying? I can see if it was that, but you haven't gotten that from him. The badges that I see that people give him a credit for is working with Errol Spence, having some extreme workouts, and knowing his shit. Everything else, I really can't speak on. I don't even know the brother like that, nor will I hate on him like that. I think he's speaking on it publicly a bit too much as well. Okay, I can see where you're going with that, Snacks B. You know what I'm saying? I can see where you're going on, speaking about it public. But not everybody it has this mentality that Snacks to say that, you know what, look where I've gotten in life. Look what I work for. You say you're a boss. Okay, boom, act like a boss and don't really worry about the people that are coming for you. There's going to be people coming for you all the time there, Blu-ray. You got to understand that the knowledge that you've attained over the years, you're educated enough, smart enough to get there. So you also have to have some reserve for when people be trying to connect with you. People who will never be on your level, they trying to connect with you because that's the only thing they have to say, okay, let me get to them this way. It's some people that may really fuck with you heavy, the right way. But they might say some dumb shit just to get your attention. You know what I'm saying? Because, everybody's different. Like, I remember when the Anthony Joshua craze was out, and Anthony Joshua could do no wrong. And then when the Blu-ray shit was heavy with Errol Spence, people was hyping. I mean, they was just talking about him all the time. But now Spence having hired Blu-ray, people out here trying to put pieces together. They trying to put their own motherfucking pieces together on why Errol hasn't hired Blu-ray back. I'm be honest, I truly believe it's Derrick James. I truly believe that shit, dog. I will put everything on it that it's Derrick James, man. Because that's one of the reasons that the number one fan had a falling out. Correa had a falling out with Errol Spence because he attempted to plot with a dude that was disloyal to the game. I saw it all play out, dog. Look, that's the reason why he thought that the situation he was having with Derrick James, he had more control than he actually did. He believed that the relationship he had with Errol Spence, somehow, some way, if Errol Spence lost, he'd get rid of Derrick James. So how does that look for a fighter who's been with a trainer that long to have someone that's not even helping him train? He's just coming in there. He has access to the gym. And look, people, I'm going to tell you the honest truth, right? When I seen this arrangement way back when, first of all, Correa has very limited professionalism doesn't even register in his thought process when it comes down to it. But I remember when he was talking heavy about Errol Spence to the point where I said the strongest link in this entire trio, Derrick James, Errol Spence, and Correa, was Derrick James. Why? Because Derrick James had this mentality about him that he can be an asshole, dog. For real. I've experienced it firsthand. So I knew him being who he is, Derrick James, I didn't think he would be kinned, have a liking to Correa. So when Correa finally found out that Derrick James was, saying what he was saying, and he didn't like this and that going on, the shit finally hit the fan. Correa went and told somebody that he thought that was loyal to the game, and it wasn't. They went back and told Spence because they was busy trying to get close to Spence themselves. I saw the whole shit play out, dog. I saw the whole shit play out and crash and burn all the way to the ground. I saw it all play out. Now, I'm not here to pull back old scar tissue, right? But it's a reason that's going on in that camp that Blu-ray isn't hired right now. I also heard Blu-ray say, yeah, it's just the beginning of the training camp for Dennis Ugas. So, you know what I'm saying? We don't know for sure if he ain't hired for this training camp. But I also heard him say something else, that they just don't hire him when it's almost at the end of the training camp. There's no way that you can go through that extreme regimen near the conclusion of your training camp. That'll be a conflict of interest. You're trying to basically stay fit. You're basically trying to continue to cut weight. And furthermore, you don't want to get injured. They may feel that Errol Spence may suffer an injury or whatever. You never know. But there's another thing that he said that's true. What Blu-ray said is absolutely true, because I've been there. This is something that he said that was absolutely true. He said that nutrition plays a huge role in cutting weight. A lot of people believe when you're cutting weight, it has to do with your fitness and how much you work out, this, that, and the other. No, it deals with your nutrition. Because if you work out along with your nutrition, that is not a secret. That is just something that a lot of people don't know about because they take it for granted. It's like one of these, natural habits that we got. We know we have to eat. We get hungry. Boom. You eat something that you consider to be healthy, and you keep on pushing. But with him, he was absolutely right, because when I was competing, one thing I was educated on is food, nutrition. So you have to be mentally strong to eat the same shit over and over again. You have to have a scale, which Blu-ray mentioned, having a scale, measuring your food. And you have to do this shit every fucking day that's required. It will take off weight the right way. When it's time for you to go for a full cup of carbs to a half cup of carbs, and then you measure how much vegetables you're going to eat, and then you have what type of meat you're going to eat. Early in camp, you might have a little red meat attached with chicken in your plan. And then this week in your fight camp, they do away with the red meat, and then they go straight chicken. You're still measuring your food. Measure all fucking day. But when you have nutritionists, they do that shit for you. And your weight would drop off easily if you're not goddamn drinking. Mr. Gumbo on deck. Salute, my brother. He said, salute at World Combat Sports, my brother. Salute to you, Mr. Gumbo, in the building. He hired an Irish strength and conditioning coach, I believe. Hey, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Paz be on this shit, dog. So this what I don't know. Okay. I wouldn't say just because they're not black, it's going to be a hindrance with Errol Spence. All right. Just because black people have to understand, just because you're not linking up with another black trainer doesn't say that you sabotaging your own training camp. Like I said, I don't know what took place in the training camp, bro. I don't know why the fuck Blu-ray is not on deck there, Paz. I don't know what happened. I don't know if Errol Spence might have whispered something and Derrick James is say, hey, man, not this training camp. Got this, and this. I don't think I can do it. You know what I'm saying? If Errol Spence is unsure of him being able to complete or go through the depth of intensity of what Blu-ray is used to, he ain't coming on deck. Now, what else was said past was the yes man deal. Okay. This is where it becomes a little tricky. The fighter is the boss. He's paying you to train him. So let's take Blu-ray and let's take the Irish trainer. Both of them being paid, if they was working for Errol Spence, they being paid by Errol Spence. So when people say yes, man, and I think, I'm not for sure, don't quote me on this. I heard somebody say Blu-ray say he ain't a yes man. All right. So what is the Irish trainers are saying? They totally understand the format. We're here to help you. Tell us what you need. That's usually how shit goes if somebody's hiring you, and especially in this circumstance. Okay, what are you trying to achieve at this time? And they have meetings. They get together with the team and they come up with a nutritional plan and a strength and conditioning plan. And throughout these weeks, they're supplying nutritional value to Errol Spence, and also they're supplying strength and conditioning. Also, they're doing test weights periodically throughout this test camp. So what I'm telling you is, it's people that are speaking about this. They're coming up with a plan to keep Errol Spence on track, and in the process of him sustaining his strength, sustaining his performance value. The performance value needs to stay elevated even while you're losing weight. So let's just say you're at 265, you got to get 247, and then Errol Spence, he makes the goal. He makes the goal weight, and they sit down and talk to him and say, how are you feeling? Errol say, I'm feeling good right now. He say, you're at this weight, you're right on track. Boom, they keep going and going and going. He get within fight week, he's where he need to go. Derek and the whole team is like talking, hey, Errol, how you feeling, man? You still feel strong? You have your strength, you able to go dismount around. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I feel good. That's a proper weight cut with nutrition. Now, where that all goes bad is when a fighter is losing weight, they have a crash course at losing weight, and they're not feeling the way they're supposed to when they get close to the fight day. They're basically full of fucking anxiety to the point where they say, damn, I feel like shit, but I got to lose this other weight. Fuck, I got the weight. And then when they finally make it to the weigh-ins, they have the worst attitude. Like they feeling really bad because they suck dry. Boom. They balance the scales and then they go eat. Everybody's physical anatomy is different when they begin to rehydrate. Rehydration is a method to the madness too. You just don't go in there and grab any type of shit and take it to the head. You know what I'm saying? You can't do your body like that. You can't go out here and just eat any type of crazy food. Your body is used to this food for 8 weeks. And all of a sudden, after weigh-ins, you say, you know what? It's this motherfucking pasta, this lobster pasta that I've been wanting to try with some fried chicken bits. And I want some motherfucking black eyed peas, lima beans, and I want some collard greens of that motherfucker with some cornbread. And give me some motherfucking sweet potato pie with that motherfucking vanilla Breyers butter pecan. You can't do that shit, dog. So it's a complex situation. I ain't gonna lie to you. But Blu-ray coming in here explaining himself to the people. I don't know. You just basically allowing these individuals to know that they breached your perimeter of confidentiality. Like now you're connecting with people that really don't give, you can care less about. Like you haven't explained yourself. Like there's people out here that saying you don't need, you need a job. Well, guess what? It's funny. But if you know that's not the case, why go out here and explain and show book bags and all that shit? Let them believe what they believe. Because at the end of the day, if you are showing us Versace robes, I assume that you're walking into your own place and you living pretty damn good. That's all I can say. You should be living very, very well, bro. Don't worry about what the fuck they talking about. Because they're not the one that's paying your mortgage and your bills and none of that shit. Mr. Gumbo, appreciate the donation, my brother. Drop that $5 up in this month. Appreciate the donation, man. Thank you. One love to you, my brother. He said, facts WCS. Appreciate the support. And those of you that's in the building, hit the like button, man. Please hit the like button for me. Show your support. And if you choose to donate, the Cash App is up there. But appreciate Mr. Gumbo for dropping the damn $5 in the cash app, man. I mean, $5 on the super chat. Salute to you. Bruce Goes, Boxing, Jazz, and more. OG on deck. How you feeling, bro? Say, what's good, Scotty? You know what's trendy for whatever reason? I don't know why people call me by my first name. I'm like, where did that come from? Nobody called me there. Combat, mostly. Anything. You know, I guess because I have my first name on my website and shit like that. But hey, that's my name, bro. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people on here, you don't even know who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? But most of the channels I go, they say, "What's up, Scotty?" I say, "All right." You know what I'm saying? What's good? But shout out to Bruce, man. Appreciate you pulling up, my brother. Always a pleasure. Salute Blood and Retro Boxing Documentaries. Oh, shout out to Retro Boxing and Documentaries, man. Salute to you, bro. What's good? Appreciate you pulling up. Okay. Snacks brought up another point. He's trying to work with Haney now, I believe. All right. So I did hear that. Even though it's a little bit off topic. Let me just comment on, once again, if Blu-ray is indeed working with Haney for his next fight, I have no issue with that. I have no issue because for one thing we can say about Haney, whoever's been his strength and conditioning, he's came in his fight game in shape. He's always been in shape. Like, that's one thing we can say. No drinking, no smoking. He's always came in shape. I do know that the team has been trying to basically keep Haney's speed and his movement as a plus to his arsenal, you know, as a fighter. So with that said, you know, you're not lifting a whole lot of weights. You're not bulking up as much. But who's to say that once he move up to 140, hiring Blu-ray, if it does go to 140 or 135, it's going to have to be one of those trial and error periods where I don't know how closely they're going to pay attention to Blu-ray with having access to Haney like that. Like, they're so used to him training a certain way to sustain his speed and his footwork and everything else. Has Devin even been a part of a training regimen that Blu-ray's been known for? Has he even been a part of anything like that, physically and mentally? That's the big question. And I'm glad that Bill may potentially go with Blu-ray. That means, once again, they're willing to switch it up. They're preparing for Haney to make this adjustment from 35 to 40. So how do you do that? You take him out the norm that he's used to, and you put him in you put him in the heat of battle with somebody different. The heat of battle I'm talking about is preparation. So you put him in that with Blu-ray, see how the preparation goes, you know, have a talk. Hey, Devin, you know, Bill probably gonna talk to Devin. How you feeling? This, boom. See how it works out. If Haney goes in there and start banging out, and he already have a damn respectable gas tank, he goes in there and start banging out, he seems like he has more strength, then guess what? They probably gonna keep Blu-ray around. Now he's not attached just to one fighter. Because if he's never hired on with Errol Spence again, now they can say, you know what, he did step into a fight camp with Devin, and Devin looked way better. Well, I'm saying way better. It just seemed like he was a much stronger fighter. I think that's probably what they're going with. You know what I'm saying? They want to add a little bit more strength to Devin and see what happens. What better person that's known to have that barometer to him than Blu-ray? Why not? Why not, bro? Showtime's what's good? Shout out to my brother, man. Shout out to my brother Showtime. Shaw in the building, bro. What's good with you? He said, disloyal to the game. That's a good one. Absolutely, dog. You know what it is? Disloyal to the game. They know what it is. I know what it is. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Derrick James is the puppet master. You know the sauce knows. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That shit is real, y'all. For real. That shit is real with him. Blu-ray said he don't know who he's not working with, Spence. And Blu-ray said he don't know why he's not working with Spence. And that Spence don't know why they are not working together. So if Spence don't know, last time I checked, I knew for a fact that the trainer is working for the fighter. So who's working for who again? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, for all the situations you've been a part of outside of the ring, now all of a sudden, if Blu-ray is playing an important role to your conditioning, why are you keeping him on the outside now? Why aren't you allowing him to revisit an environment that he's already been a part of? Because it couldn't be that bad if he wasn't responsible for what was going on outside the ring. You can't blame him for that. But why isn't the man able to return now? It must be something that's said internally to the camp that Derrick James may feel that Blu-ray's workout may be too much. Or it may be something between Derrick James and Blu-ray. I don't know. He's weird like that, dog. He is. He's a weird dude like that. I tell people all the time, the first time I ever met Derrick James, I'm a grown fucking man, and I had the respect. I'm in Texas, have my credentials around my neck. I'm in a blazer, slacks, dressed for the part. I saw him over there standing by himself. I say, "Hey, how you doing, Derrick James?" He said, "I don't want no interview. I don't want no interview. Man, I'm trying to watch the fight." I said, "I didn't even ask you for an interview. This is the first time I ever met Derrick James, dog. This nigga up here talking to me like I'm a kid." I did not ask him for an interview. That's on everything. That I did not ask Derrick James for an interview. It's all about nutrition. It's all about nutrition, dog. It's all about nutrition. It is all about nutrition. Another thing people may not know, man. I competed on stage in Vegas. I competed on that motherfucker. I drove through Death Valley by myself, dog. I drove from Marietta, California through Death Valley all the way up to Vegas for a competition twice. That picture that you seen that I put up on IG most of the time, that people be saying, "Damn, man, that you look in damn good shape, this, that, and the other." Man, I was doing my own nutrition. I took my meals with me. I took my water with me, which I was on very little water. I had gotten that shit down to a science with my body. So when I got to Vegas, I didn't have to worry. When I was driving to Vegas, I didn't have to worry about stopping over and eating this. I had all my meals with me. I don't give a fuck if they look. People get it twisted about nutrition. You're not eating fucking decor. You're eating for protein. So your entire method to the madness is to eat your food, chase it down, or swallow it, and keep it moving. When you get close to competition or weight, you eat without water. You can goddamn put water in your mouth, rinse your mouth out, and that'll give you a little bit so your tongue won't be dry. But you can eat and get your protein in there without guzzling some water behind it. All you're trying to do is allow your body to consume the protein, digest it, so it can work its course the right way. I did all that shit on my own. I competed on stage in Vegas, man. So that's old stomping grounds for me with the NPC. Retro boxing and documentaries. I missed the whole thing. I'm late to the discussion. I don't know much about Blu-ray, but if you say he's solid, we'll look again. Listen, first of all, I don't know the brother. I never had a conversation with the brother. I don't have nothing bad to say about the brother. I just know it's plenty of people that have been talking about he's not hired on with Errol Spence. It's plenty that's been said that Errol has said he don't know. Just like was mentioned earlier, he don't know why Blu-ray is not hired. So who's working for who? I thought the trainer was working for the fighter. Unless I got this shit twisted. Like when Errol Spence get paid, doesn't Derrick James get paid? Or does Errol wait for Derrick James to get his check from stepping into the ring and Errol gets a percentage of that? How does that fucking work? Because when it comes down to it, both of them has to agree. You can't sit up here and basically distribute the liability. You can't do away with it. You take full responsibility for what's going on. If you sit up there and told your trainer that, no, I don't think I'm physically able to get through his shit, well, be honest with it. Tell Blu-ray that. So unless y'all keeping this damn secret squirrel type shit, let us know, bro. What it do now? PBC don't get enough money for the Spence versus Crawford. Another obstacle from PBC side. The wild part about that is that before this shit really started hitting, me being media, right? Before this news started breaking about PBC not having money, it's conversations that was talked about behind the scene that I even never mentioned because I'm media. So I didn't mention it because I'm still, requesting to go to fights, and I just didn't want to take that shovel out. That's a shovel that you can get cracked upside the head with. So if it's indeed true that PBC and certain individuals owe their investors, you know what I'm saying? That just goes to prove what I've been talking about boxing all along for years. There's no way you be around this long and a motherfucking pandemic on you almost kill your ass and send you to the cemetery. Boxing has been around for so damn long. And you're trying to tell me one of the premier boxing promotions is struggling to pay fighters all of a sudden when it comes to Errol Spence and Terrence? Bullshit. Because they just, look, I'm going to tell you another thing I knew behind the scene. Is that from what I hear, they mad that Canelo didn't sign some multi-fight deal or something with PBC. And they allowed Canelo to come in there and scoop up all that money fighting Caleb Plant. But yet, there's no commitment from Canelo to come back and do it again. So they paid Canelo all that money for Caleb Plant when PBC was actually trying to get Canelo for a multi-fight deal. Now, I'm not, from start to finish, I don't have all the details of that situation, but I did hear about it before the fight was supposed to take place between him and Caleb Plant. They was trying to get that money off. I'm not Canelo. They were trying to get that money off Canelo Alvarez, and have him fighting for that promotion. But he's out here doing what Canelo wants to do. So I don't know too much in depth about why they wouldn't have the monetary, purses to provide for Terrence and Errol. That makes no sense to me. You have the structure. You've been putting fights on PPV. Why is it such a difficult issue right now? Why are you acting like you're scrounging around for pennies when it comes to one of these fights that we've been talking about, y'all? We've been motherfucking talking about this fight forever, dog. It's been people talking about this fight when the sun come up to when the motherfucking sets. This topic has been on live streams all the way into the AM on the weekends. And sometimes during the week. People came up with 1,000 motherfucking scenarios on how this shit can play out. How the fuck PBC don't have money for this fight? Somebody in the chat asked Blu-ray, do he think Derrick James is the reason? And he didn't answer. I forgot what the chat it was. Man, I'm gonna tell you, bro. If that shit, like I tell you, I stand true to this about this boxing game. The trainer's supposed to work for the fighter, and the promoter's supposed to work for the fighter. Now, the difference in between that is that promoter, 9 times out of 10, the fighter's working for the promoter in this day and time. That's just the way it is. When it comes to the team aspect on who you linked up to, your so-called boxing family, it's best that you have a sense of loyalty to one another. You don't want anybody trying to sabotage your shit when you believe that, you know, some big fights are coming up, but yet there's friction in the camp. There's contentiousness. So like I said before, Derrick James, supposedly, from what I hear, run a tight ship. I know he was doing that shit when Correa was going up in there as the only number one Spence fan. And the reason why they had a falling out is because he didn't want him recording certain shit, and he didn't want him bringing certain people up in the gym and all this other shit. And granted, you know, his personality probably rubbed Derrick the wrong way. Blu-ray has his own personality, which I said I don't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? That's how he act. That's how he act. But Derrick, though, just like you seen him and Kenny Porter meet up, when he was trying to tell Sean Porter to come over there, will we treat you better? You're gonna tell a man, you're gonna tell a man that about his son? That just goes to show you how stupid Derrick James can be. Real talk. For him to sit there, and I don't care if you are in boxing, I don't care if your son in boxing, you're telling Sean Porter in that way, that disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. That shit was disrespectful. You're going to tell Sean to come over there, well, we're going to treat you better than what your pops is doing. Come on over here. That's disrespectful. That's why Kenny pulled up on him. It's like, man, nigga, what you talking about? And no one, and look, and no one no one truly knows what type of relationship Blu-ray has with Derrick James. If Blu-ray is used to doing his own shit, and he's up in there training Errol Spence, and Derrick James is in his here, don't do that much. He might, let's say for instance, he's known for saying, oh, it's 700 push-ups before he gets started. That's just to get started. 700 push-ups is a lot. It's a lot. So Derrick James, he said, hey, how many push-ups on Blu-ray we doing? 700, just like I said. Why 700? That's too much, man. I got to get him on this, and this. And then we have a time, you know what I'm saying? We got time clock, man. We have time management going on. You got to think about that too. Errol Spence is not a machine. So Derrick probably asked him like, nah, man, you need to cut that shit down to 450, dog. At least 450. And they might have had a situation, man. You can't be sitting up here. You hired me. Errol Spence hired me, not you. So, hey, let me do my shit, bro. Because this reflects on me. And look, in that perspective, Blu-ray is right. A lot of shit, if he's on deck with a fighter, and let's just say Devin Haney. And Devin Haney, all of a sudden, off Blu-ray's entry into the fight camp, he looks a little bit, he underperforms a little bit when it comes to cardio in his next fight. They're going to look at Blu-ray. They're going to say, man, what the fuck went on, man? Like, what did y'all do in training camp? Because Devin didn't look the same. The same thing with damn Errol Spence. They're going to point the finger at Blu-ray if Errol Spence doesn't have that gas tank, those lungs to keep it going for 12 rounds and look good doing it. They're going to blame him, dog. Who knows, bro? I talked to Blu-ray. He knows his shit, but so do so many others. Hey, what Bruce just said is absolutely true. A lot of cats know how to train someone in strength and condition. A lot of us. A lot of cats know nutrition. A lot. He's right. You better eat that after the fight. For real. For real, dog. J Ocho on deck. What's good? Salute, bro. I'm glad to catch you live. I got that sickness, if you know what I'm saying. Damn. Hope you get better, bro. Mark Casey on deck. How you doing, man? Bill said they be looking to work with Blu-ray at 140. Okay. That's what it is then. They looking to work with Blu-ray as he's moving up, you know, to put a little bit more muscle on him, give him that strength that he didn't need at 135. Yeah, it's always proper preparation prevents piss poor planning. You know what I'm saying? Proper preparation prevents piss poor planning. All those P's just then. Yeah, I hope you have a speedy recovery, bro. D on deck. What's good with you? Mark Nash on deck. What's good, bro? Prepping is the key. Never be without your next meal doing competition. Yeah, that's true, man. Nutrition is everything. Even in like when you get older, nutrition. Like I knew cats that did very little cardio, but their nutrition was on point, and they can dial in and come in pretty shredded, right? For me, I didn't believe in that system because depleting that water, you know, drying up that water in between that you know, having your skin dry out and become a fine layer and dry your body out as much as possible in the process of still working out and building muscles. I mean, that to me is a system that works out and bring out all the fine details, especially when you're competing on stage. Now, you don't need to worry about that if you're competing in boxing, though. But I'm just saying, it's some cats that could just basically decrease the calories of their diet and come in shredded. And then cats like myself, I'm decreasing calories and still doing cardio all the way up to the final week to competition. So when the obliques and the fins come in and you start goddamn blowing out and you start posing and shit like that, that's when you know your nutrition is on point. And listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing that fighters, if they don't use, that should be mandatory for everybody that's out here burning calories like that in fight camp. Sweet potatoes. People don't know the simplicity and the complex to those two items. A white potato and a sweet potato. A white potato is a what? It's a simple carb. That shit, you eat it, you consume it, it digests fairly quickly. But that damn sweet potato is a complex carb, which is time released. It gives you that energy periodically, the sweet potato. Sweet potatoes work like a motherfucker and they give you that good, solid energy, dog. Sweet potatoes, it don't matter if you eat, look, you eat them, you cook them the right way. And let's just say if your nutritionist say, oh, let me put a little brown sugar on here, boom. It don't matter if they cold or not. You're eating for nutrition, not taste. You eat them motherfuckers, man, your body feel good. They start to love it. That's one of the best carbs out there, bro. That's one of the best carbs. Look, meal preps in fitness is a car note. But you know what happens with a car note, right? You got to put gas in that motherfucker vehicle that you got. The two works alike. In order for you to keep your vehicle, you got to pay the car note on unless you pay cash. So you gotta not sit up there and gripe and complain about the cost of it. That goes for fighters too. If you have a good nutritionist and they within the damn, pay scale that you want, boom, see what they're about. Then you also have to be able to eat the food when they give it to you. And a lot of meal preps consist of eating cold ass food. Because in no way, if you prep all your food on Sunday, you're going to eat all of them immediately. No, you got to put it in the fridge, and you have to eat every meal when you're supposed to. So let's just say when you're working out, you're eating about 5 meals a day. So you eat 5 meals a day, that shit's going to burn off. And before you know it, hour and a half from when you just ate, you're going to be hungry again. And then you're more hungrier when you get closer and closer to the fight date. And then your nutritionists tell you, okay, it's no carbs. When you go no carbs, that's when all hell break loose. When your body feels that no carbs, your body is going through hell right now. You want to go out there and get a double fudge motherfucking cake with whipped cream on that bitch. You want some bananas, ice cream. Your body is craving for that, and you still going in there working out. I have to look back there, Bruce. But I have to look back. I know I was around 41, 42 years old. So I have to take a look. I just put that in my past. Let me see. Oh no, I don't have it. Next time you don't hear that, Bruce, I have to give that information. But yeah, I do. I know I was 41, 42. I competed in the over 35 class and the open class with all the young dudes. You know what I'm saying? Open class with 20-year-olds and all that shit. So every time I competed in two classes. I never lost in the 35 and over. And then come to find out, the reason why I was getting second in the open class was because they say they didn't want me defeating the male models that they was trying to raise up. You know what I'm saying? They had fitness models that was getting blasted. Like they had dudes that was coming on here off the magazine that wasn't in that wasn't getting that first place. Like they say, no, we can't get that dude first place in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's like 20 in his 20s and this dude's in his 40s, you know, how is that going to look? But it's all about how people take care of their body. You know, maybe these fitness models, you know, they was partying, drinking, and then they say, okay, I'm going to go to this competition and it's going to help my sponsorship. I'm not worried about coming in there as dry as I could be because they're going to give me the higher place anyway. But when I was on stage, I found this out because one fitness model got first place and people was like, hell no, that dude is holding mad water. And then another fitness model, they gave first place in front of me. And then they was like, nah, he's nowhere in your condition. So that's how I figured it out. I'll say, oh, I get it. They want to put them in the magazine and say they just won first place at this competition to give them more exposure to their fans. So NPC is very political. The competitions there are very, very political, dog. But I was spanking some ass over there. Not to get off subject. Let me move on. Bruce goes, boxing, jazz, and more for the show with Tim on the 14th. And it would be, will it only be you, Chad and Tim, or will there be more panelists? If so, more fighters or more YouTubers? I don't know what that's about. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Mr. Paz, we doing it on the cuff. Okay, so you put on a boxing card, I think, or a panel. That's good. That's good. Blood would be a good guess for it. All right. He took it personal though. Took it past box about Sean and Kenny. Oh yeah. And their money situation. He ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah. It's a different type of personal attack when you go off, first of all, family, and then you go off the money situation. The money, you're dabbing into their business. You know what I'm saying? You're dabbing into their business. So of course that's personal. And then you're in a combat sport. Shit. Who else is Blu-ray working with? Well, the only name that came to mind that's a popular name in the conversation of boxing is Devin Haney. Devin Haney, from and what I seen in the live chat earlier, and you know they're pretty much saying that Blu-ray may potentially work with Devin Haney when he moves up to 140. I mean, that'll be good for him to link up with another boxer. You know, being as a black fighter, I don't know how Blu-ray's mindset is, but it shouldn't have to just be with black fighters. You know, if he's big time and he gets his name out there, then guess what? You can work with anybody you choose to. But if he just want to work with black fighters, then so be it. Like, I don't have nothing against Blu-ray. He doing what he doing. And it is what it is. I think Blu-ray said he was working with some unknown fighter from the UK or something. Hey, Pass was goddamn listening in. He did, dog. I didn't mention his name because nobody know about him. But his name was like Sorrow. His name was like Sorrow or something. So he's doing a virtual workout with this guy, trying to get him in shape. He did mention that, and you're exactly right. He did mention that, but I didn't mention because not too many people know the dude. But he said he's doing an online workout with the guy. Free Hoover on deck. How you feeling, bro? What's good? That's them mesomorphs. Damn mesomorphs. Derek James is funny. He's going to be the only one all in videos take credit for getting EJ ready. Blu-ray was doing too much press. Oh, is that right? So Showtime say Blu-ray was doing too much press. Look, it's a little bit of what he just said that I can see. I can see him, loving the lens. I don't see a problem with that. But then when it comes to professionalism, people's like, hey, dude, like, we bringing you on for arrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're bringing you on for arrow. We're not bringing you on so you can be in front of the camera all the time talking. Some people don't like that. And then others don't care about it if you're getting the job done. If they're getting everything that they need from you and they're seeing the progress, they don't care about that shit. But I can tell you, if they feel that you're spending a little bit too much time in front of the camera to build your brand, hey, people may feel some type of way about it, dog. You know what I'm saying? People might feel some type of way about it. He said many fighters want to work with him, but Blu-ray wants a percentage of the fighter's income over the course. What? The course of their entire career. Oh, hell no. What? Look, I'm not saying there's no merit to what you're saying. All right. I'm not in no way insinuating that. But if that is indeed truthful, if that is indeed a check mark, that would explain why nobody else is working with them. If you're requesting a percentage of a fighter's pay, now it doesn't make sense if you're training them like, okay, just like a contract, promotion, they sign you on for 2 to 3 fights or whatever the case. If he has you for 2 to 3 fights, should you get a percentage of the fighter's purse? I think that's a little bit overboard. But then again, I'm not the one training him. That don't make any sense to me, dog. Like, you're training strength and conditioning. Like, you're not teaching him how to fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not remediating the pad drills. I mean, you're not doing nutrition. But you want a percentage of his pay? I don't know. I think that's a little bit overboard. Real talk, bro. And I don't even like getting into a man's pocket. Fuck that. I don't like getting into anybody's pocket, dog. But that's insanely. I don't know, man. A percentage of the purse, I can see why people's running for the motherfucking hills, dog. Sweet potato is a powerful, full of fiber and slow digestion. Absolutely, there, Bruce. Absolutely, man. I used to love when I was motherfucking getting down. I was drying out. I was barely on any water, eating those sweet potatoes, and then you have your posing time. Man, that sweet potatoes does wonders, man, without any water. Keep your muscles full and everything. See, the one thing people may not know about competing on stage and fitness contests versus boxing is when it comes time for us to stop drinking water, we don't have no weigh-ins that we're gonna rehydrate. No, after the weigh-in, you can't do shit until you step on stage. You still maintain the same calorie intake that you're supposed to on the final days of your competition. And all that. You ain't up there just drinking water. You really like, you put an ice cube in your mouth a little bit or whatever, but you still have to eat your food. You can't just guzzle down some water and expect to step on stage and do a shakeout. It ain't no shakeout when you compete in fitness. You got to stay dry until your competition. So I'll be honest with you. A lot of people see it on the outside. They'll see the competitors getting on stage and smiling and shit. But really, like that's the most I ever smiled in my life when I started competing. they was like, Scotty, hey man, you gotta smile, dog. You got judges just looking at you. You gotta smile. I was like, what? I got a fake smile in this motherfucker. And then you be feeling bad as shit. And then if you make it to the finals, you gotta come back. So it's according to how dedicated you are. You got to come back for the finals, and you got to be just as lean, just as dry. So man, that fitness shit is difficult, dog. Fuck that shit, man. I don't know if I can do that shit right now, but it's difficult. But when I was in it, I was dialed in. I was dialed the fuck in, dog. I eat them all the time. Absolutely, man. Sweet potatoes is the shit. Sweet potatoes is the most. I mean, I can't say underappreciated because those individuals who eat sweet potatoes know how special they are, especially when you're working out. Like you can just eat half a cup of sweet potatoes before you go work out. Or, you know, you have people that'll take the peanut butter. They'll make a smoothie with some peanut butter and boom, take that, give you that energy you're looking for, just something light. Oatmeal is also a great complex carb. Absolutely, it is. But you know how that goes, Bruce. A lot of people don't like oatmeal. You know, when you're competing, you can't get the oatmeal with the sugar and all that other shit in. You got to get the regular oatmeal, and you got to dump that motherfucking down the pipe. That shit tastes terrible, dog. You know, early on in your training regime, they say, okay, you can put some brown sugar in that motherfucker. Boom, boom, boom. You do it. Then they say, hey, at this point right here, boom, remove the brown sugar. You got to get that shit down to a science. Once you get this down to a science for your body, you can start doing it on your own. But when you first start off, people tell you, boom, this. Now, okay, at this point, you got to cut out all condiments. You can't have no mustard because mustard plays a big deal. Hot sauce plays a big deal. Spicy foods, when you're dropping weight, burns calories. And now notice when I say spicy food, that doesn't mean Jamaican jerk chicken. That doesn't mean high intake of sodium and salt. It's just, you know, putting a little spice, mustard on your food, you know, like that. But yeah. Tim Smith straight up said they broke. Man, AJ. Oh, my boy Tim. Oh my God, dog. I have no comment on Timothy, dog. Timothy, oh my God, I have no comment, dog. That shit, look, this live will go left quick. I just had sweet potatoes help me out a lot when I ride my bike in this cold weather. Oh, okay, for sure. I never knew potatoes had anything like it's cold as fuck out there. Especially it's even colder when you ride a motorcycle, dog. Bruce, sweet potatoes are nice. Do you recommend eating them with or without the skin? Hey. Okay. Very good question. Not to get off topic because I haven't even got to my other shit yet. But check this out. You know how people were saying that, hey man, eat the potato with the skin, eat the potato with the skin. Okay. White potatoes, being that they are a simple carb and they digest quickly. That is the only potato where I would basically bake them if I choose to with the skin on there. All right. But with sweet potato, not so much. Like sweet potato, man, I love to gut the potato and make it all up because it was like dessert. You know what I'm saying? Gut the potato, prepare it that way, But the white potato, which is a simple carb, yeah, I ain't mind cutting them up, baking them and shit, eating with the skin on there. But not so much sweet potatoes. I mean, they taste so good. The potato itself is so delicious that fuck the skin. Fuck that. I just gut that motherfucker out, prepare it, heat it up. Cook it and be good. Going about my day. The double fudge for real. Best time to burn fat is cardio first thing in the morning when you're carb depleted, so your body burns fat. Hey, Bruce. Everybody can't get up like that. You dropping these gems, Bruce. They don't know nothing about getting up on the empty stomach going to do cardio. Shit. What? Getting up out of bed. I'll say maybe have some oatmeal. But when you get close to competition, fuck that. You get up, you on an empty stomach, you go do cardio, bro. You find a way to do cardio. Then you have that cold ass oatmeal or sweet potato or whatever carb that you hydrating off of, a protein shake. Boom, you take it. After your cardio. You ain't going home now. You do cardio on the empty stomach and you get like a little short meal and then you go work out. You ain't going home. Because your body, on an empty stomach is still burning throughout the night. That metabolism and everything. So when you go do cardio, you're able to drop that weight. Boom, burn. Make sure you don't do too much cardio because you'll burn muscle. Jump off that motherfucker, consume whatever that is, take in those calories, and then go work out. I was a training nutrition technician for 25 years. All right, for sure. Salute to you, man. Bodybuilding is all politics. Absolutely, dog. Absolutely. Scott, I'm talking to Tim Witherspoon on my show Thursday at 7. All right, for sure. I'll definitely check that out there, Bruce. Definitely check that out, bro. Debbie says, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on people like Chad Nichols in the bodybuilding community, etc. Some of the politics of bodybuilding. Your thoughts on Mr. Olympia and Arnold Classic. I have to say that for another live. I have some very interesting stories about me and Jay Cutler. Yes, sir. I have very interesting stories on who I met. I even met one of the best female bodybuilders I never thought I would meet, Linda Murray. You know what I'm saying? I think I put that picture up a time or two of me and Linda Murray, but yeah, that's a whole nother live, man. I definitely have to set that up. On the live. It's like Bruce will tell you. Bruce has been in the game for 25 years. He could tell you how much it cost. Look, the cost. Bodybuilding demands food, right? The cost of what you put in your body. The hours you spending trying to shape and chisel and mold your body. The traveling expenses. These contests, unless you you already IFBB pro and you the top of the damn food chain, you paying for your own motherfucking lodging. It's a lot that goes into that. And listen, you will find some of the most fit women in life. That doesn't mean that you're going to have the most beautiful relationship. Them women are miserable just like the men, dog. Your fitness life is just a crazy universe of its own. I'm telling you, like the shit that goes on in the fitness community, these people are diehard, dedicated. All they talk fitness. You have, on Saturdays and Sundays, you have meetings where you will have a group of individuals put in money and buy all this fucking food. And you have a moment of cooking the food and it's dispersed. You have all your plastic Tupperware. They put the food in these Tupperware and you meal prep for the entire week. This is what that community consists of. You have to have money to compete. You have to have money. The amount of money that goes down your digestive system and you shit out in the toilet is way past any car note that you can imagine. When you eating chicken tenderloins, chicken breast, cooking and all that shit costs money. Vegetables, fresh vegetables cost money. Carbs cost money, dog. Water costs fucking money, dog. Rest, back up at the gym, gas, transportation costs money. Going in the gym, getting a workout in, and making sure, okay, I'm here to do this, but machines are taken. Man, that fitness shit is crazy. Derrick James was trying to get Sean ready for Errol. Showtime. Bruce goes box. More I thought that Dorian didn't beat Nasser El Sabati. I met Nasser, bro. I got a picture with Nasser. That's a whole nother lie, though. I got a picture with Nasser. I wanted to get a picture with Dorian. Had some of the best lats in the game, for real. IB on deck. What's good? WCS, what up with you? I met Nasser, man. I saw Dorian. I also have a picture with Flex. You know what I'm saying? Lee Haney. When and why did Blu-ray become so popular? I don't remember him being a guru 5 to 10 years ago. No disrespect. I'm just saying. Hey, you may absolutely be on point with that. Like I said, I don't know Blu-ray except for conversation on social media, dog. When I hear all these people, people back with Blu-ray, Errol back with Blu-ray. For a minute, I ain't gonna lie to you. For a minute, when I heard people mention Blu-ray, I was like, me growing up, that was a motherfucking device. You got a Blu-ray? That was supposed to be the top of the line CD player, a Blu-ray. So I was like, who is this Blu-ray dude? Who are they talking? And they only locked him in the Errol Spence. So I really had no idea who this cat was. And then more and more now, I'm seeing the videos come out. I'm seeing dudes arguing back and forth. So I don't get what's going on. I do know this. Mr. Paz, he dropped some damn details. He obviously been tuned in. He's becoming a vlogger now. Blu-ray's coming a blogger, so he's basically subjecting himself to the YTC public. And you know how that goes. You have more and more scrutiny coming from people who either support you or they don't. I have vascularity tricks that I used to use with clients. That's important. Everybody's body is different. That's important. Bruce, did you ever go to Mr. Olympia or Arnold Classic? Virtual online workout. Bro, don't tell me that. You can get that on IG. I'm just saying. Well, virtual online workouts, man, is very difficult because, for one, if you're doing it in person, you have to have an examination, not an examination. You have to get the body fat percentage of your client and the BMI, body mass index. It's a lot of things you have to basically set up to see where your client is at, and then you start from there. Just jumping on to lose weight online, yeah, that's something you can find on IG. But if you're trying to basically fulfill a goal at a certain weight and body fat, you need someone that knows not just how to work out, but the nutritional plan. Now, y'all about to get me off on some shit I know a lot about. Yeah, I don't talk about. I know a lot about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know about the whole situation when it comes to diet and working out. But check this out. Not everybody that does workouts have a diet plan for you. So this is how it comes into play. You may get somebody that's doing all these online workouts, but yet they're not eating right. That's a lot of the time that happens in the gyms. Let's just say you go to 24 Hour Fitness. Let's just say you go to Planet Fitness, and they have personal trainers in there. And you have to pay these personal trainers for sessions. These sessions are very expensive. I mean, expensive as fuck. So therefore, you want your client to keep returning. Some of these female clients have husbands or boyfriends, right? If the client is not losing weight, then it's going to be an issue. But if she start to lose weight and start toning up, you can take the flattest ass and put some shape to it and build those glutes up. And, they boyfriend and husband be like, oh, okay, I see you working out. Cool. I continue to give you money, or, you can continue to pay for this person. Okay. But a lot of times when you have two types, they would get deeply involved, whether it's a male or female, into their personal trainer and get the results that they want. They usually want that shit for the summertime. A lot of people will come in the beginning of winter and say, I'm on a quest. Boom, what I need to do. They go through the entire summer and they working their ass off. I mean, the winter, they're working their ass off because they want to go on a trip or they want to go this way. It happens a lot in California, right? So they go through that, boom, they reach it, they start getting cut up, six-pack start coming in, they're good. And then you say, okay, do you want to restart? Oh, no, I'm good. I already know. They think for what they learned with their personal trainer, they're good now. They have the entire routine. They know how to get there. But what fucks them up is you need a diet. You need to sustain your calories to burn the correct amount of fat to still have a physical display of muscle. Your physique still stands out and you have muscle. You don't want to burn muscle while you're so-called losing weight. You want to transfer that fat to muscle. Want to transfer the fat to muscle. So much goes into BB competitions. I made money helping with contest preps. I bet you did, man. That's the shit. Look, people are looking at, think about this, Bruce, how much people put content out here on the YTC. Not even thinking, if you had a job helping out with contest prep, you wouldn't even have time to be on this motherfucker. You wouldn't even have time to jump on this screen. Meal prep, goddamn nutritional prep. Look, you have to have people come over to wherever you're going. Like, let's just say it's at the gym. You have to have your clients. Let me back up a little bit. Not everyone can have a facility as a private personal trainer and have their clients come see them. So therefore, if you're working with a personal trainer at a gym, they can basically address your progress right there in the gym. And they'll tell you how much you work, and they tape you. They tell you this, and this. But then the community is so close is that you learn about meal preps. You have certain people you go by, hey man, you can get your meals. We have meal preps over here. You only have to put in this amount of money and boom, you meet at this place. And we all talk about fitness tips and diet tips and all this other shit. But that person is going to be cooking the food all day and prepping vegetables and all that. This motherfucker is a lifestyle, dog. It's a lifestyle, yo. You spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. The work regime in that community is way difficult than creating content. It's crazy, dog. We never one of the tops, but a lot local regional shows. We don't eat for taste, we eat for performance. Absolutely, dog. Absolutely. We don't eat for taste, we eat for performance, dog. You eat cold ass food at the stoplight, that shit, man, please. You don't even know what hot food is. Because for one, you're not eating at restaurants. All your food is Tupperware. You have countless amount of Tupperware bowls you're eating while you're driving. You learn how to eat and drive. You learn when you come out of a workout, right? And you get in your car, you have food sitting out in your car. It don't matter if it's winter or summer. It don't fucking matter. You get that food, boom, you eat it. You want your body to automatically get that damn energy. And you go home, you prep for your next meal, and you rest. Oh my God, dog. Sports talk. What's good, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Snacks B said, I have to have applesauce with my oatmeal. Man, when you compete, applesauce is a no-no. It has too much sugar in it. Now, if you get the one with no sugar, cool. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Thermogenics. Yep. What's wrong with the hot sauce, bro? It's no calories. Nothing wrong with the hot sauce. That pretty much helps out, especially when you get down to the fish diet. You put hot sauce in there, keep it spicy a little bit to burn, help out with burning calories and stuff. Hot sauce is not a problem. Hot sauce is not a problem. It's just if you're cooking your food in cooking oil and you're using Lowry seasoned salt or any type of other seasoned salt and building up your sodium, you want to, if you're at the fish point right now in your diet, you're not trying to have your fish have more calories and sodium than your damn chicken or steak. The whole entire plan is to deplete as much sodium from your food, period. The lower the calorie intake, period. That's why most of these fitness experts, they bake their shit. Everything is baked. Everything is baked. Everything. You don't know what fried is anymore. Trick in the building. What's good with your Trick? Good to see you, my brother. I saw you over there on Drew Titans the other night and with Stormy B. Shout out to that episode, man, as always, man. Shout out to Trick, man, behind the scenes. That's the Oracle right there. Trick is the Oracle, goddammit. Man had the information. Yeah, man. That shit was crazy, dog. Man, that shit consumed so much of my life. Oh my God. It was fun. It was just amazing, man, to be out the military and go and compete on the highest stage. Like, I look back on it now. When I went to Vegas for a boxing card, I was like, wow, I can't believe I went over here to Vegas and I actually competed on the Vegas stage. Like, I competed in Vegas, dog. I was like, damn. I remember some places that I was going to. It wasn't no typical vacation. It wasn't like fight week. Like you going over there and you chilling and you waiting for weigh-in, then you go out to the restaurant. No, man, you go in there and you compete. You make it to the finals. You still got a diet. You still got to eat barely anything. Get your carbs in there. Stay full. Keep the muscle bellies full. And then you go in there and compete for the finals and hope to win the damn, championship, dog. I was happy when Jay Cutler won. He tried very hard to beat Ronnie. It was nice to see him. At one time, that version of Cutler was unbeatable. Man, Jay Cutler, man, he was crazy. Like, they had some names up there, bro. I have to do a live on that because, it's a lot you learn, man. For real, it's a lot you learn in that environment. That community of fitness, men and women, is a lot to learn. I've seen women come in there that was housewives that got so dedicated. It changed their entire life. They came in there out of shape, deconditioned, and they got hooked up, and you wouldn't even know from them wearing those leggings how fine they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, total commitment, totally transformation. Transformation is key. But the wild part about the transformation is you have to be solely dedicated on maintaining that lifestyle, even being around people that's not. Like, if your friends go out, you can't go out there and be dumping down alcohol and shit and drinking heavy, especially if you're competing. You know what I'm saying? You got 16 weeks to a contest. You got to progress, man. Eat. Your friends will be like, oh, man, fuck that. It's the weekend. It ain't no weekend. Shit, it ain't no motherfucking weekend. You working out, you eating, you working out, you eat, you resting, you working out. What Brock Lesnar say? Eat, sleep, repeat. Eat, sleep, repeat. God damn it. Hey, Bruce. Trick said Have you ever met Tom Platz? Damn, he's going back way back. Tom Platz has some of the biggest quads in the game, dog. Damn. Tom Platz has some of the biggest quads in the motherfucking game. I never met Tom Platz, dog. That guy had thighs that made Earl Campbell look like mine. Yeah, man. Earl Campbell had some big quads, though. But Tom Platz's quads was incredible. Arnold had the biggest chest I ever saw, but overall physique was for me running but flex. Man, y'all totally turned this live into a fitness live, dog. I haven't even got to my other topics yet, dog. Damn, I haven't even got to my other topics, man. Y'all done turned this into a motherfucking fitness live, dog. Let me see. What haven't I talked about? I talked about the Spence. Charlo. Let me just get this out, though. And y'all hit the like button, though. Deontay Wilder may be returning to the sport, right? And his three choices is, of course, Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, and Alexander Usyk. I don't see him getting the Alexander Usyk fight. We really don't know what's going to transition between Tyson Fury and Dillian White. They're going to purse bid. And then, of course, the rematch with Usyk Joshua. But if indeed he's able to get Ruiz, and I would like to see that fight. I would like to see Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder. And then, of course, I would definitely like to just see a fight that's been talked about forever and a day, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Why not? Why not? But I think Alexander Usyk is far off the map for Wilder, though. I'm going to be honest with you. They trying to say Errol looked bad with old Blu-ray, without Blu-ray. I don't know if he looked bad, dog. I don't know if he looked bad. I mean, what exactly are we talking about look bad? Like his conditioning? Was it Blu-ray or the fact that he was consuming a certain amount of alcohol outside of his fight? Or maybe doing his fight camp. I don't know. How can he look bad without Blu-ray? Like there's other, like Bruce said, there's plenty of people who do strength and conditioning. Plenty. They trying to with me, they don't lose weight. They burn fat and gain muscle. Absolutely. A lot of people don't know muscle carries weight. So a lot of people believe like, okay, I look smooth. I have a partial belly on me. Then guess what? I start to lose. You know what I'm saying? I start to lose weight. And a good person will teach you how to transfer that fat into muscle. Muscle holds weight. But don't get it twisted. When you initially start getting into the training regime or working out, you lose a lot of water weight. And your body go through the transition of soaking in all these proteins and everything from the vegetables and stuff like that. It's even vegetables that you won't even eat when you start to go through this process. Like you like the greens, the dark green vegetables. You have dry and wet vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, it's just a crazy science, man. People got so much to the science of working out, dog. At Trick noting, nobody had legs like Tom Platz, 36-inch thighs. Man, Tom Platz, man. That's just like Mike Matarazzo. I might pronounce his calf muscles. I seen them in person. Oh my God. Some of these dudes' calf muscles, I say, how in the hell? Dude, calf muscles are crazy. Boxing Jams and more, he did 36. Amazing. There are videos of people like running, laughing at today's Mr. Olympia winners, like Brandon Curry saying they have no conditioning and lack of proper diet. Oh man, today's bodybuilding is different, for real. Like it's seriously different, man. I don't know why, but I could say probably because of how they go about doing it. Like a lot of people are sketchy about the abuse that was going with the bodybuilding. I didn't bodybuild. I did one bodybuilding contest, but I did men's physique. bodybuilding as a whole, to get that freakish, you would have to, like most of these bodybuilding contests, it's not natural. They're juicing hard. So a lot of these bodybuilders, some of them dying, they have heart condition, they die early. They have heart attacks. They have kidney problems, like Flex Wheeler. Flex Wheeler has been through some crazy times. He lost one of his legs. Oh my God. Like, it's been some bodybuilders just go down for real. I mean, they had some tough times, bro. Bruce, there are videos of people, okay, when you get your hair cut, where to put your number, how to tan. Oh, shit. So much shit. Oh, shit. Damn, no, you didn't mention where to put your number, how to tan. Look, this is a good point there, Bruce. Tanning when it comes to bodybuilding. Dude, we're not jumping. We're not, black people, I don't care how much shade you think you have, you're not jumping on stage with just what you have. It's people that get paid to spray tan you, dog. You got to get spray tan the right way so your shit pops. Everybody, like, your face will be a different color than your body, dog. Look, you want to know people that make money off that shit? Oh my God, dog. You have to get sprayed. Look, when you get sprayed, you don't see people on here just because they have a bikini on. No, they gotta spray you, dog. You gotta shave down there and everything, manscape. You gotta get your spray to the point where you good. When you go in there and compete, it's no gaps of your natural complexion vice what they sprayed you with. You gotta pay for that shit. You gotta pay for that shit, dog. The most insane condition, I say, out of competing, it wasn't something that, because you're going to work out physically, you're going to work out, you have the weight training and you have your cardio. But when it takes you to a whole nother level of darkness, it's carb depletion. Carb depletion messes with your chemicals internally, your internal chemicals to your body, your sugar levels and everything. When you start to carb deplete and your body is looking for that energy, that sugar, something to burn, they say, oh, where my carbs at? Where that shit at? It takes you through a darkened state, dog. You be wanting to eat anything that has to do with sweetness. You really have to have a strong mind to get past that shit. You do. Else you just competing for nothing. When you start carb depletion and you can't fight off the urge, you're just wasting fucking money. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then protein farts, you be smelling everywhere. Man, hey, your nose, you get used to that shit. People being there got their protein farts. So that's when you feeling good. You still taking protein. Shit, you go to that, you feel pretty decent working out. You good. You know what I'm saying? That's the normal. Yeah, Bruce, that's why Chad Nichols got a lot of flack, because some of his fighters died young, but he claims that they took diuretics. They were not recommended by him. A lot of people don't know what diuretics is. Diuretic is water depletion. Diuretic is something to help you deplete water. You can deplete water without using diuretics. It's just basically a corner chaser. You know what I'm saying? You cut corners by using diuretics. But sometimes, for the bodybuilders that put on all this weight, bodybuilders get up to close to 300 plus pounds. They eat all this motherfucking massive protein. I mean, all this shit to build muscle, and then they start cutting. And they may feel that okay, at this point in time, I'm not on track, or I want to kind of enhance my conditioning, so to speak, on the way I look. They may take diuretics to start chopping down and depleting some of that water. And diuretics is something you can find over the counter. It's different levels to diuretics. It's different levels to it, man. But believe me, if you're doing cardio and taking diuretics, you better watch the fuck out. You better be very careful. You will fuck yourself up. Pleading all that water out your system just to get shredded and cut corners. And then just to say you close to competition, 2 weeks of competition, you on diuretics, and you're already thinned out. You barely have any fat. You might be down to like 4%, 3 to 4%. Shit, better be careful. Scott, you and I got to do a show on nutrition and training. Oh, absolutely, man. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. It's been a minute since I spoke on it, but damn, you brought back the where to put the number at. You brought back tanning. Oh my God. People don't know about tanning and goddamn. Shout out to C Wood on deck. They don't know about the tanning process, man. You got to get sprayed down by someone. Not everybody tans the same. They spray tan you. You know what I'm saying? They got to spray you down, man. And look, you got to keep that shit. You got to keep that shit. You ain't taking showers, bro. When you have a tanning appointment, you better make sure you shower up. You get your tanning, and you got to make sure you don't fuck that tan up. Because you ain't showering, you ain't doing shit else. You got to get ready for competition. I just forgot about the fact he gave his clients a list with drugs on it. And then his fighters took different diuretics because he said it in an interview, but I forgot about it. Man, diuretics, you know, it's different types of diuretics. You can get them over the counter. That's not really the biggest problem. It's just in bodybuilding to get that freakish. The NPC does not put on all natural contests. Nobody wants to see that. It's only so big you get on an all natural contest. People don't want to see that. They want to see people going in here looking abnormal, like they from Mars and Jupiter. They want to see some shit they ain't never. Well, when I was growing up, when I was into, watching that shit, then the motherfuckers you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like the Dorian Yates, Lee Haney's, motherfucking the people I forget, man. Even Luke Ferrigno, Sean Ray. It's just so many. The Flex Wheelers. Who else? I mean, look, I have so many damn. I have so many bodybuilding magazines, man, just to learn over and over again about nutrition. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit was what it was, dog. That's a lifestyle. That's one of the reasons Sean hates Chad Nichols, because he felt that Chad killed some of the bodybuilders. Oh, shit. Well, I put it to you this way. Most of the people that compete in that type of sport understands the risk of what it takes to compete at that level. Now, just because you understand what the process is on what you put in your body doesn't mean it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Look at Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman has had many surgeries. Many surgeries Ronnie Coleman's had. Like, he has had surgeries all over, man. Ronnie Coleman's going to die early, dog. And that's unfortunate, too, because he has some legendary videos out there. Some legendary videos of him lifting weight. This is a guy who has to look in the mirror and see fitness. He has to see muscle definition. He has to see himself in a state for which he's used to. The only way Ronnie was forced not to look to be in the mirror and not see that was because of his health. All the injuries he received, all the surgeries he received, all the damn spinal fusions. For him lifting all that damn weight. Ronnie was a beast, dog. People know him when he's saying lightweight. Lightweight to him is a motherfucking car. This dude was man, he had some legendary workouts, dog. Some legendary workouts. Man, there's so many stories out there. These Kevin Larone, him, always came in there looking pretty decent, but didn't have that body. Like he wasn't overdoing it. Like he had, just like Sean Ray. Sean Ray was always close. Yeah, man. Craig Titus. Yeah, Craig Titus. Craig Titus was another one of them bodybuilders that had a pretty good frame on him. Yep. Man, Berto Fox. Wow. Damn, Lee Priest. Lee Priest was one of them short guys who was just wide down a house, dog. Damn, Lee Priest, boy. I was saying to myself, the only thing that's gonna fuck him up from getting the overall victory was his height. He was a very short dude. You know what I'm saying? Very short. But Berto Fox, man, he had a very good physique. Very good physique. Palumbo. Okay. Yeah, Berto Fox, man. Absolutely. Arnold had crutches to the stage when he received his Arnold Hall of Fame. Yeah, man, he had all the operations, man. They had to move his organs over and operate on his back from the front. And it was just bad, man. Like, it was just super bad, man, for real. Like, Ronnie Coleman, I don't know how he's gonna, have a longevity with all the injuries that he's had and all the operations and all the damage he's done to his damn organs from pet abuse. Hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm back, man. Yeah, that game is crazy, y'all. That bodybuilding game. I think we just got off on this just from one me saying I competed in Vegas, man. For real. Hey, what y'all think about Caleb Plant and Charlo? You know what I'm saying? Caleb Plant and Charlo deal. Jermall Charlo, man, we've been calling for him to face, Canelo Alvarez, right? And Canelo's just doing what he wants to do, pretty much. So if Charlo is going to move up in 60, this is Jermall Charlo I'm talking about. I'm just curious to know. I understand why he's doing it because Plant fought Canelo. So I guess Jermall Charlo want to go in there and have a performance against Caleb Plant to kind of gauge the bar on where he's going to be at from his performance with Caleb Plant. And if Canelo's saying, yeah, I'll fight you now since you fought a common opponent. I don't agree with that process because if he's good, he's good. It's just like Lomachenko just finished fighting Nakatani and Richard Comey as a common opponent, just like damn Terrence Crawford. He fought the Kell Brook and the Sean Porter. But if we're going to continue to use the same narrative that so-and-so wasn't the same, they wasn't the same, then why these fighters continue to go up here and put on the same jacket all the time? Like, why the fuck y'all need to fight a common opponent? Go up there and fight Benavidez. Benavidez was a two-time WBC champion. No one beat him. Go up there and fight him. I mean, fight Demetrius Andrade if he's moving up to 68. People say how gifted and how he is as a boxer. Go fight Demetrius Andrade. Why you want to go fight Caleb Plant? All because he fought Canelo. Man, this boxing shit is not for me to totally understanding how the mindset of these decisions are made. Like people just make the same decisions, like they all following in the same motherfucking group. Like they just can't jump outside the box. They all have the same mindset. Okay, Canelo fought this. This is who I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get Canelo, so let me fight who he just fought. I mean, is Canelo Alvarez going to give you that love that you're looking for? I mean, is he going to show you that love? If you go in there, what can you do? You want to go in there and try to stop Caleb Plant in earlier fashion than Canelo Alvarez, and then you hope Canelo have you in his good graces? Or like, what are we looking at? What is the benefit from Jermall Charlo facing Caleb Plant? It seems a bit weak to me that fighters would take a fighter that's coming off a loss, right? That's considered a top tier fighter, but they're coming off a loss, and they're trying to grace the square with somebody like Canelo Alvarez, but they'll fight an opponent that he already beat. How is that saying that you're better than Canelo? Why don't you face somebody that Canelo hasn't fought yet? Just fight David Benavidez. He's a top name up there. Fight him. You moving up, you want a tough challenge? Fight him. Fight Demetrius Andrade, goddammit. I don't know what to say about Gennady, Triple G, Double G. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's gonna wait till Yoel Morales comes back in 6 years, and they both gonna be champions, and they're gonna be like, okay, it's time now. I mean, come on, bro. Gennady should even just think about it. It's not gonna ruin his legacy. Freaking move up to 68 and make that shit hot. That'll set up some big names to move up from 54. And then boxing will start mixing up that batter, man, and start baking up some good shit. We have the ones that's just camping out in 60, 68. And then the ones is, in 54, depending on this damn unification goes, those belts may become, accessible. We don't know. We don't know how it's going to play out between Castano and Charlo. But let's just say, for instance, man, it's going to be some people moving up from 54 to 60. 60 is like a closet right now. It's like the trunk of the car, dog. Ain't shit really popping in 60. From 35 up to skipping 60, of course, the 68, shit can be popping. It's just all about some certain changes that need to be made in boxing for us to see these fights. We need the Andrade factor to come to fruition. The Maul versus Andrade or Canelo or Benavidez come to fruition. And then we have a 54. You know what I'm saying? We have Erickson Lubin, who was stopped bad from Mel Charlo. He's going in there against a tough fighter, Sebastian Fundora. And though Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno, is not a knockout artist, he gets the stoppage by working up to it whenever he's in that position. This would be an extremely solid test for Lubin to put him back in title contention if he hands Sebastian Fundora his first loss. If Fundora stops Lubin, oh my God, it's going to take Lubin forever and a day to get back in title contention. Because they're going to say, okay, his chin is questionable. Like he was hurt against Jason Rosario. I seen it with my own eyes. I was there at the fight. But he came back and finished Jason. But Fundora isn't Jason though. Fundora, he's a different type of individual, bro. King Mitch on deck. What it do? He come in here and say, F Benavidez, damn. They don't want the smoke. Sebastian is a beast, but I don't see him getting past Lubin. Man, Lubin is tough, dog. When I seen this fight, I was always looking at Lubin and his fights, right? And I was like, okay. All right. And I was always wondering, since that knockout, when he was going to have this step-up fight again. I didn't consider Jason Rosario a step-up fight, but Sebastian Fundora, hell yeah. I'm telling you, man, Fundora can be stopped. I'm telling you, dog. His two toughest fights was Jamonte Clark. Shout out to Jamonte Clark. He should have got the dub, in my opinion. And I think his name was Daniel Lewis. Let me look that up. I think the dude was touching up Fundora for real. Just want to make sure I have the dude's name correct. Jamonte Clark, I know. Oh, it was Daniel Lewis. Yeah, Daniel Lewis. Daniel Lewis lost a unanimous decision in a 10-round fight. But goddamn, he was touching the fuck up out of Fundora. And check out these check out his this dude is only 6-1 with 4 knockouts. He's 5'10 with a 71.5-inch reach, y'all. 5'10 with a 71.5-inch reach. Check this out. Fundora is 6'5.5 with an 80-inch reach. An 80-inch reach. 6'5.5 with an 80-inch reach. Let's go to while I'm here. Let me go to Erickson Lubin, who's 24-1, 17 knockouts. He's 5'9.5. He's a little bit taller, a little bit shorter than Daniel Lewis. And he has a longer reach, 74.5 inches than Daniel Lewis. So he's giving up a reach and height advantage, just like everybody with with Fundora. But I believe Erickson has, with Kevin Cunningham, he has what it takes. He's a southpaw too. And let's not forget, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to style make fights, goddamn it, Fundora's a southpaw too. We got 2 southpaws going at it, y'all. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight, dog. I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be a damn good fight. This is going to be a damn good fight. See, we'll say Sebastian is a beast, but I don't see him getting past Lubin. Lubin just don't have that it factor. He doesn't, but look at it this way, Don Dollar. You know what it must have been for him to get knocked out the way he did and attempt to stand up. It's almost like it was his soul trying to reach out. And the body, the frame of the body was saying, no, it's not your time to go yet. It was bad. It was really bad, man. Like, it was bad for him to run into an uppercut that early in the fight and try to stand up and in a desperate manner the way he did. I think that's mostly what people look at with Lubin. It's one of the worst knockouts you'll see. When he was trying to get up, it looked bad, dog. It looked bad. Problem is, these fights aren't casual friendly, but the fighters want to be paid like they capture the casual crowds. That's a good point. I put it to you this way. These fighters need to have some type of game plan with a little bit of deception in it. As a fighter that has no retirement plan, come up with a plan, dog. Come up with something on how to get paid the most money, even with a little deception in there. Goddamn, try your best to get paid top dollar, even though you may not have earned it. You got to come up with it because look, you got to start somewhere. Just like Teofimo Lopez, he negotiated his fight with Vasyl Lomachenko. You got to come up with a starting point. How else are you gonna cross over and start putting those numbers, those higher numbers into what you're worth if you don't demand the shit? And of course, your performance has to damn validate it, a portion of it, not all of it, a portion of it. But these fighters don't get retirement stipends, dog. They don't have health care. Get paid what you worth. Caleb Plant, god damn, he's sitting real nice right now, dog. And shout out to Jermall Herring, man. He got paid very nice. Me and Jermall Herring is Simplified Brothers, man. I'm very happy to see Jermall get to where he was and be able to enjoy the fruits of his labor for real. Because you rarely see, service members, especially Marines, be able to cross over into boxing, make it to the highest level as he did, and able to enjoy a big paycheck like that. Because I could tell you, it's not people that's in retirement after doing 25 or 30 years is making what he's making. They set a young Lubin up, putting him in with a knockout artist in Charlo. Could they be doing the same thing to Fundora? I could tell you right this. Fundora's had 2 questionable fights with Daniel Lewis and Jamonte Clark, what I thought, he got touched up pretty good. Right? I thought for sure he lost to Jamonte Clark. And then the last fight he was in, like they've been protecting Sebastian Fundora to get him to the championship. It's going to be a tough goal for him in 60. I think Jermall Charlo knocks out Fundora. I really do. I think if he steps in there with Jermall Charlo at 60, even Demetrius Andrade to be a problem for Fundora, because now you go into a division where they have a higher weight, they're much stronger. Fundora, in a sense, he has a frame that he's not going to be able to get a lot more stronger than what he is because his body's just not built that way. His arms are so fucking long, it's only a matter of time before he start having joint issues fighting the way he do. Like he's very slick, but his range and his length, you're talking about his elbows and his knees. One of those areas is going to suffer an injury because of the length of his damn limbs. Tall fighters like him, tall and lanky, they don't have longevity in boxing. Now, if you tall and your frame is built to that, okay, cool. But the way he fights, dog, he knows what the fuck he's doing. But his body, man, I don't think his body is gonna hold up over time. Let me get to my boy Keith Thurman, because a lot of people just goddamn, they don't want to give Keith Thurman the respect. But I want to let you listen to the audio of Keith Thurman. I like Keith, man, when he be talking like this. He's hilarious, dog. He don't have the ponytail no more. He's trying to get back in the spotlight. Let's see what he had to say on Fight Hub TV. And this is citing Fight Hub TV fair use. Just the audio though.
Because I know Tank was thrown around, and Leonard's like, "Oh, we'll take that fight right away." Like, you think your focus is just welterweights, like no other. It was like me and Leonard talking shit because he's the one who really started all the comments. It had someone tweeted to him or something. He tweeted first off. You know what I'm saying? Leonard Ellerby tweeted. So Leonard knows he just has tremendous faith and confidence in his fighter Tank Davis. We're in different divisions. He's doing his thing. He's got a great career, and one day he might be a valid opponent in the welterweight division. But I didn't see it at that time. I don't see it at this time. But it was just fun, man. I mean, I was just telling Leonard, you better check yourself and check your boy. And then he was talking all that nanosecond stuff. And I said, send me the contract. I DM'd him on IG, said, where's it at? Where's it at? I sent him my number. Call me. Never got a call. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't matter. He was just tweeting. He was just thinking out loud, but Tank's a great fighter. You know, if anything, I'm fighting somebody he beat, so we'll get a measuring stick in my performance. You know, if you want to cross reference as analytical people like yourself love to do, you know. But at the end of the day, I love great fights, man. You know that. I love great fights. I love entertaining fights, and that's all that I want to bring to the welterweight division.
So it's not out of the question, but it doesn't seem very likely.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a in the now. I'm definitely focused on all the champions at 147. You know.
Let's be clear about Gervonta fighting Keith Thurman. It would be a problem. It will be a problem for Gervonta. It'd be a problem, dog. If he was to fight him in 47, I don't see Keith as that soft touch, man. Hopefully he's rededicated himself, but let's keep listening.
They keep talking. I can keep talking. We can have a love-hate relationship. It doesn't matter, you know, because I don't really hate Tank for no reason. You know, I respect him a lot. And I love what he does in his division. Leonard Ellerbe crossed the line. If anything, let's fight on Triller or whoever's the Jake Paul. Let's do me and Ellerbe. Let me just punch Ellerbe, and then the problem's solved because he's the one running his mouth. You know, so if I punch Ellerbe, then everything's solved. You know,
I think he's trying to fight Eddie Hearn.
He's trying to fight Eddie Hearn. All right, let's do a three-way rumble, and we can make it happen.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos.
That's why I like Keith Thurman. I mean, his sense of humor, man. He said, "Let me punch Ellerbe," and then is a Ellerbe trying to fight Hearn. Okay, why don't we do a three-way rumble? You know, I'm looking forward to see him get back in there with Barrios, but it's not a fight that's at the tip of my radar when it comes to a barometer of interest. You know what I'm saying? That's just not something I'm looking forward to. But his promo for boxing, I like it. I like it, for real. I like his promo. These fights are great fights for boxing fans, but as far as general public goes, they don't really move the needle. We've seen some solid fights in 2021. I'm telling you, man, they better come correct in 22 with some of these hot topics, hot topic fights that we've been speaking on for years. Just like my thumbnail. That's what it is. Real talk. We better see this fight. When smoke is at your doorstep, we got to see this fight, y'all. And then we have to see and get some clarity on some other divisions that's out here, like the lightweight division. We're still waiting for Cambozo to settle in and tell us who he's fighting. And Bernie the Boxer was on. Shout out to Bernie the Boxer. He was basically saying that, you know, giving the indication that Crawford interest in 154, which I like. I like Crawford interest in 54. I don't give a fuck who's left down here at 47. The reason why is if he's able to do the same thing that Canelo is getting praised for, going up divisions and picking up titles, it's no different for Terrence Crawford. If he wants to go up there and seek a fourth division, why not? If he gets to fight with Josh Taylor at 40, great. If he gets to fight with Josh Taylor at 47, hey, that'll be something. You know, if he allows Josh Taylor to get that shot, hey, it is what it is. But I'd rather him go down to 40 and fight for the undisputed titles, because that's another badge to his breastplate right there. Undisputed 2 times. You know, so him moving up to 54, I'm all for it. Let these other fighters stay in the same division their entire career. Thurman on his WWF wrestling promotion. Keith may be Tank's toughest fight. Oh, man. I met him in person, man. I don't think he's fucked up. I just don't. I don't think he's a fucked up individual. He's just in a career right now where, you know, there's going to be biasness and there's going to be neutrality. You know, he's in a tough position behind the mic. As people is never going to be 100% on your side in what you're giving to the people. You know what I'm saying? You can't please everybody. Damn, Don Dada ride hard. He called him King Bozo. Damn. Don Dada put the king. He put the king on the front. He put the king on the front of Cambozo. Damn. Okay. Let's understand one thing. I never said he owed Haney anything, bro. Never did I say that. But since we have an opportunity to etch something in boxing in the boxing annals that haven't been there ever and may not never be there again, why don't we have the franchise championship with the rest of the belts along with Devin Haney belts? You know, we haven't had that before. And plus the lightweight division has had the most franchise champions out of any division. A total of 3. 3 franchise champions. So why not Devin Haney get a part of the pie? Don Dada? Why can't he get a part of the pie, man? Mitt say Thurman ain't sweet. He's a tough out for any welterweight, especially those guys moving up. I agree, man. I agree. For real. I agree. But yeah, man, I'll be on later. I definitely got to take care of some stuff. It's going on 2.5 hours. Appreciate everyone pulling up. Definitely I look forward to doing that live with Bruce, man, talking about some nutrition. I have no problem with that at all. You know what I'm saying? That's all for Combat Sports, which is good. But, you know, continue to support the channel. You know, look at the thumbnail and understand who the king out there in the welterweight division, who's the top pound for pound out of that in boxing at the welterweight division. And that thumbnail ain't too far from the truth. And that thumbnail ain't too far from the truth, man. You know how to give me no credit. It's all good. Whenever I want to put some time in this shit, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll let my mind do the damn talking. You know what I'm saying? But man, y'all be sure to jump on a little bit later, man, and continue to support the channel. And, you know, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.